The girl put cards on the table.
The breakthroughs being claimed by Clear are not about building a better hearing aid. The technology here helps build a better brain.
If we practice those skills, we can improve those skills, just like any other training that you might do in the gym. If you practice it, you're going to improve it.
Broom goes in the box.
The skills he's talking about are tied to one of the most frustrating things for people with hearing impairments, distinguishing what they want to hear from all the background noise, so typical in our lives. Hearing aids and implants have gotten better, but they still can't filter out the din or the frustration. Just ask 8-year-old Armin Alukic.
But I don't like when people talking loud when I was working, it will bother me.
I've been in oral rehabilitation for 30 years now.
Nancy Ty Murray may not have written the book on this subject, but she's responsible for quite a few. She's a researcher at Washington University in St. Louis, and her spare time is spent as the other co-founder of Clear. Helping both kids and grown-ups deal with hearing loss was a passion from an early age.
As a child, the first biography I ever read was about Helen Keller and her teacher, Annie Sullivan. I read every biography I could find on her. I was probably 6, 7, 8 years old.
Junk.
Her life's work has led her to this, a series of video games that produce voices with background noise and help the player train their brain to focus in on what's being said, to tune out the clutter. And the idea is to be able to help people of any age and most levels of impairment.
We don't believe one size fits all. So we have lesson plans. We have lesson plans for the new hearing aid user. We have lesson plans for the person who doesn't want a hearing aid yet. Lesson plans for somebody who complains of listening in noise, female voices, cognitive decline.
They say there are a couple of things that make Clear different from anything else on the market. For starters, it's the patented editing software that lets them put actual faces and voices of people in the individual student's life into the game.
And so think about it. In May, we'll give children these games on a tablet or let them access it via the web. They'll play games all summer long with their teachers' voices of next year. And so on that first day of class, they recognize the teacher, they better understand the teacher's voice, and they have what I call the Oprah Winfrey effect. Oh, I know you.
Yes, no, yes, I got it.
The girl put goldfish on the table.
Yes, I got it right, yes.
Then there is the seemingly more simple focus on just making these games entertaining.
We started out saying, let's make computer games that you would want to play even if they weren't good for you. Historically, auditory training has been boring and tedious. Things like mama, were those the same or different? Now imagine doing that for 30 minutes.
Plop.
They've discovered something interesting. It's easier to make the games already on the market, the ones for grown-ups, than it is to satisfy the kids.
Children are much more sophisticated when it comes to playing computer games. So the very simple, say, slot machine that an older person will love to play simply won't hold the attention of a young child. So we're actually in the lab, we're making our games more complicated for children as opposed to simplifying them.
Are they fun? Are the games good?
Yes, yes, a lot of fun.
This game is kind of fun.
One of the things we're doing is we've hired a game consultant, and our plan is to add a new game probably every month or 2 months. So we always keep the interest factor up there.
The adult versions are the ones available to the public right now. One audiologist who handles Clear software, who we spoke to, said it's too early to tell what kind of success they may have. The folks at Clear concede it's not a lightning bolt effect, a marathon more than a sprint.
So it can be fairly subtle, but you do see improvement in the actual noise that they can tolerate and improvement in the number of words that they can understand. In noisy conditions.
But a quarter of the adult patients have already renewed subscriptions, and the kids, well, these two research subjects speak fine for themselves.
This year, I'm getting better than last year because last year I have a hard time.
Me too.
For Innovations, I'm George Sells.